Have you ever wanted to go live consistently but struggle to do so? Or you go to hit the button and you're like, oh, not today. But you know going live is going to help you increase your know, like, and trust and visibility to that audience that you're trying to attract. Well, that's what December is all about. We are running a 30-day Go Live challenge throughout the month of December. As we lead into Christmas, we're going to celebrate together, and I'm going to give you daily topics. And today I'm going to explain to you how I went about growing my list or my audience from 2,000 to over 70,000 by using live streaming. So as always, hang on in as we do our countdown with our theme song and wait for all the VIPs to join us in the Zoom room. I'll be back in 3.5.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. Shine, darling. Shine. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Straight Talk with Sally. Oh, Strategy with Sally. Well, it's both, really, because this gets turned into a podcast, which is called Straight Talk with Sally. We actually got ranked number 3 women's lifestyle podcast in Australia last year or this year. So I'm goaling for number 1 position for the podcast next year. All right, so this is Strategy with Sally. I'm your automation nerd, lover of sexy numbers, and and I am here to give you a little push, a little nudge to go live every day through December. So let me know in the chat, and I'm talking to my team as well. Are you going to go live every day through December? Let me know in the chat with a hell yeah if you're up for the challenge. I love a good challenge. We're also going to gamify it. There'll be some prizes, there'll be shout outs, there'll be lots of other things. And also, I'm going to invite some of you onto a live stream so that we can stream together. But also, when I invite you into the live stream, it will be your chance to get your message out to my followers. So you just never know who might be watching. So if you are like, I need to do this. This is something that I've been putting off for a while. And then also you're thinking to yourself, oh, that would be so cool to get in front of Sally's audience. Well, this is your chance. If you show up regularly and you're consistent, then we will look at bringing some of you into a live stream with me. I've got over 125,000 followers on Facebook and all over the place. There's loads more as well. So this is a perfect opportunity for you. Hey there, Pamela from Georgia, USA. Let me know where you're all joining me from. It is so lovely to catch up with you all again on our weekly live. I'm here this time every single week, and I've been doing it for years, all the way back to, I believe, 2016, whenever Periscope launched. I started going live. That's right. So let me share my little journey with you on using live streaming. So I found this little platform years ago called Periscope. Who remembers Periscope? I found it, I downloaded it, and I started watching people go live. And I came across a couple of people, Shalene Johnson and Coach Glitter and Zach Spuckler were the first three people that I started watching on Periscope. Zach would be out doing his morning walk. Shalene would exercise and just talk, or, she'd take you wherever she went. Coach Glitter even ended up running a challenge on Periscope as well. She was a makeup artist, so that allowed me to learn a little bit more about makeup because I'm kind of a slap it on kind of girl. But I started watching them, and Shalene kept saying to me, kept saying on her lives, just go live, just hit the button, just hit the button. And I knew that it was something that would probably help me grow my business, but also to kind of share some love out there and share some stories. However, I was always the girl behind the camera. I was the photographer. I always stood behind the camera. And plus, I had a lot of I was always the big girl in school, right? The cuddly one. And I just wasn't very confident. So every day for weeks, I would go and set up my camera, and I would set it up on a box with a roll of toilet paper to do the filming. Now, let me share with you why the roll of toilet paper. So when you sit your phone onto something and you lean it backwards, the camera itself is actually looking up at the sky. So luckily I had some photography skills and background in photography, and you couldn't frame really well. So when I got a roll of toilet paper, I could put my phone and lean it against the toilet paper like this, and it would lean slightly forward. Now, from a photography point of view, as a lady who doesn't want a double chin, it's a good idea not to position the phone underneath your eye line, or you get this dreadful double chin effect happening. So I placed it slightly above above my eye line on a roll of toilet paper, so it leant slightly forward. And that's how I positioned my very first live. I had no tripod. I had no lighting. what I did was I took my phone down to the spare bedroom at the end of my house. It had a nice big open window. It didn't have direct sunlight, but it did have sunlight. So therefore the shadows were nice and soft. If you go and stand out in full sunlight, you'll see that especially at lunchtime, the shadows are quite harsh. So that's what I did. I sat it on that box with that toilet paper in front of the window in the spare room. We call it the blue room because it's got a blue wall. And every day I'd go up to the camera and I would, not today, going to go clean the pantry. And I'd walk up again and not today, the laundry needs to be folded. So every day I was making excuses to not hit that button. Then finally, I'm like, okay, you've just got to do it. You've just got to do it. You've just got to do it. And I hit the button. I could feel all the blood rushing up to my head. I could feel my cheeks getting all red. I could hear in my voice the quaver and the shaking as I was starting to speak. And lots of ums and lots of ahs, which I still do. Don't get me wrong. I still and ah a lot. And I started sweating and my hands were shaking. And I could even feel the sweat on my back rolling on down into my butt crack. I was so bloody scared. But I did it. I went live. I finally finished the live. I turned off the camera. I went to look at it and I go, oh, yuck, and I deleted it. Yes, I deleted it. I wish I had never deleted my first ever live. Even back on Periscope, your lives would only stay up for 24 hours back in the day. So it was going to disappear anyway unless you forced it to stay up. But I just deleted it. Now, here's a hot tip. If you do your first live, please never delete that first live. Even if you delete it from the socials, save it to your phone, okay? Promise me you will save it because I want you to be able to show up live, to do the lives, and then to look back and say, look how far I've come. So this is your challenge. Come and join us in the Sparkle Live Challenge. We're calling it Slay into Christmas. Now, during our Sparkle Live Challenge, I will be giving you daily tips and prompts. So they will go up inside of a Facebook group. Every day, I will give you your daily prompt and just some questions to answer. Then every day I'm going to go live as well and I'll use the prompts, but I'm going to give you more stories and tips and show you around my setup. I'm going to teach you about different ways to go live. We're also going to have a studio setup challenge as well throughout the month. So I've got a lot of things organized for you for the month. So go to sparklewithsally.com/live challenge and get on registered. Now, after my first live, what I did was I kept practicing going live. And what I found was after about 4 or 5, I started to get more confident. And I realized that I had started to build a confidence muscle around going live. And you know, when you go to the gym and you work out for the first time or you return to the gym after a really long time and then muscles are hurting in all of the places. But the more you go, the stronger you get and the less uncomfort and pain you feel. Well, going live is exactly like that. I've been motivating people to go live way back since around 2017. I've been running go live challenges. Actually, to think about it, might have been 2016. I'll have to Google that and find out when live streaming started. And even when I took a break from live streaming, I came back, maybe not as nervous, but I was definitely nervous on the return, just like returning to the gym. So if you're someone who was going live and you've decided you've taken a bit of a break, then now's your opportunity to start hitting that button. So let me know in the chat, have you registered for Sparkle Live Challenge that's happening this month? Have you done your first live? The first live has already dropped inside of the Facebook group. Now, when you're inside of the group, what you will be doing is you can go live in the group if you want to practice in a safe space and you're probably not yet ready to go live out there to the big wide world. If you are, then go live publicly on your social media channels and then share that live into the group so that we can go on and support you and cheer you on and champion you, and even go and give your page or your YouTube channel a like and a follow or a subscribe. And you will get more confident. So I believe it was back in 2018, I decided I really should check my dates. But I decided one day I went live and I said, I'm going to go live for 365 days straight. Well, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I love a good challenge. Who doesn't love a good challenge, right? And when I committed to it, I had run previously 7-day challenges and 30-day challenges for my audience to get them to go live. But I was really, really curious. What would happen if I did go live every single day? So when I started to go live, I started over on Periscope, and there was this shift from Periscope to Facebook. And Facebook's wasn't as good as Periscope, so a lot of people who moved to Facebook moved back to Periscope. But I ended up doing most of them over on Facebook. I didn't actually realize recently that Facebook was bringing in any videos that were older than 30 days, they were going to be removed. So unfortunately, I've lost all of my live videos. I will have to go back through my phone because I do try to practice what I preach and save the lives to my phone, but I will have to go back through thousands and thousands of videos to see if I can actually find the year that I did that 365 live. Now, in the beginning, I had about 2,000 followers on my Facebook business page. So head to Strategy with Sally. Head to Sally Sparks Cousins on Facebook, and you'll find that channel there. And I went live there with 2,000 followers, and I was consistent. Now, when I say go live every day, I didn't go live every single day with content. Some days I just went live to say, I got nothing, but I'm here. I'm live. When I had eye surgery, I was like a pirate. I came home from the hospital, was not feeling great. I still went live. I said, I'm home. I'm safe. I'm going to bed. And that was the end of that daily live. Another day, I remember I had a fight with my husband. We'd had a big argument. We had the fire pot belly burning in the backyard. I knew I had to get my live done, but I didn't want to put my face with the big glassy eyes and the red cheeks from crying on camera. So I went live and I pointed the camera at the fire pot that was burning and I said, who loves to watch the flames dance? Who finds it relaxing? Let's sit here quietly together and watch the flames. And that was it. I just left the camera, let everyone look at the flames, and then I said goodbye. Now, in regards to content, I did try to do content about every sort of 4 or 5 days a week. I tried to deliver value. Sometimes I went live multiple times a day, like we were renovating down the side of our house and we were making up these barrels. I called them the cheap-ass barrels that we were going to put plants in. Down the side here, it's a beautiful walkway into my office. So I went live throughout the day doing little updates of our gardening project. Now, in regards to the content that I delivered, I would go to conferences and take copious notes. And what's the best way to learn? Is to teach. So if I was at a conference, or even when I was doing TACT therapy, which is trauma acceptance commitment therapy, I would come home and I'd do Thoughtful Thursdays, and I would share something that I learnt in my group therapy session. I would just have a few dot points. So I would just speak to the dot points. I am not scripted right now. I have no dot points. I have a little, like 3 or 4 things down here on a whiteboard that I'm looking at just to keep me on track. But I'm just talking because, well, I've talked about this quite a few times, this story, and it pivots all the time. But coming out of conferences, I've got my favorite books over here. I've got lots and lots of these Kiki K books. And in these books, I can literally just flick it open, find a page, and this one I could talk about your ideal self, right? A time that you can look back on a time you can look forward to the future and see your ideal self. And I could talk on that. So if you've got notes that you've taken at conferences, maybe you're going through a current course at the moment. Maybe you just saw a really awesome YouTube channel or a podcast, or you're reading a book. Can you write 3 dot points and speak about those dot points for 5 minutes? Then you have yourself alive. Now, if you are following me and you're a course creator, this is where your lives come in really, really handy. You can use your lives to create content for your course or practice speaking about the content in your course or your signature method. That way, when it comes time to do the course, you've spoken about it a few times, you've re-watched yourself back on those lives, and here, listen closely, come back to me. When you watch yourself back on your lives, I do recommend it, but please watch yourself back with loving eyes, as if you were watching your best friend. And now over those 12 months, we went from 2,000 to 70,000 followers on social media. So, was it worth it going live for 365 days straight? Yes. Did it grow my brand, my influence, and my email list? Yes, because I didn't just go live. Of course, I had strategy behind some of the lives, not all of the lives. Some of them are fun, behind the scenes, showing you my dogs playing in the backyard. Some of them are content driven, and some have a call to action. And that's what I want you to do, is to think about this and do it consistently. Now, I'm not asking you to do the crazy thing like me and go live for 365 days. I do crazy things once a year. I trick it. I pick a really big crazy thing I really want to learn how to do well, and I try to do it every day. I've done things like learning one piece of software for a full 12 months, like really going deep on the software. Ecamm, which is what makes all these pretty graphics around me on this live stream right now. This program I learnt for 12 months. Every week, every other day, I was learning about it so that I could use it easily and consistently. But this is what I want you. I want you to do this 30-day challenge. Push yourself outside your comfort zone. I'm going to give you daily topics, and then when I come live, I'm also going to give you some extra tips and tricks and strategies around going live that I've been teaching to audiences for a long time. So I can't wait to see you all go live. Make sure you do tag me and share your lives into the Facebook group, because I want the entire community supporting you and you supporting them. So as well as you going live every day, what I ask is, can you try to watch 3 live videos of some of the community members? Because when somebody comments on your live, what does it make you feel like? Let me know in the chat. When you've done a live and you see somebody come and use their tippy tap fingers and comment on your live, how does it make you feel? Yes, Sharon, you love it. That's right. It makes you feel seen and heard and appreciated. Deborah says encouraged. Yes, and Joanne says heard. And Beverly says your effort is validated. That's right. So can you bless others with at least 3 different people every day? Go and comment on their lives. Show your support. And day 1, they've actually asked a question. You're all told to share what it is you do and why you've joined. Also say hi to the members and then ask a question. So go and answer those people's questions underneath their first live video. When we do this together, we will all grow together because together we work so much better than we do alone. And you never know whose live you watch. That might be something that you just need to hear today. And you might find your next best friend on those lives, right? If it wasn't for me stalking Shalene on her lives, I wouldn't be in her community as what does she call them? A professor, and I teach course creation in there. And it was from showing up live, but also following and commenting and building those relationships with her. So, who's up for the challenge? Come and join us, sparklewithsally.com/live challenge. It's going to be an awesome month. And like I said, I'm going to give you those daily prompts to make it easier. Now, let me share a little secret with you. If you made it this many minutes into the video, we're 26 minutes in. So what I call you is my pants friends, right? You're not the shorts people who just want the 10-second, 30-second swipe. You're my pants people, right? And my pants people, they go longer than the first 2 to 3 minutes of a video. So let me share a little secret with you. During my 365 days, I did not go live every day. Oh no. It was around about, I think it was 200 and something. I missed a day. There were other days I got up, literally one night, I got up at 2 minutes to midnight. I've woken up with this feeling. Oh my God. I snuck out to the kitchen. I went live and I was like, hi, it's 2 minutes to midnight. I've made it. I'm going back to bed. Good night. And I ran back to bed. But I did miss a day. Now, tell me, actually, let me share with you what happened after I missed a day. The next day I came on live and I said, oh my God, I missed yesterday. And then I got bombarded with DMs of people going, well done. At least you don't have to keep doing it now. What? Really? Now, would you tell me that I can still claim going live for 365 days if I missed a day? Would you say, or do I not qualify anymore? I don't know anybody who had done it before me either. I never saw, I saw Pat Flynn do one during COVID, but before me, I hadn't seen anyone do a full 365 days. I can still claim it. Thank you, Deborah. Well, I did go live multiple times on some days. So this is like anything. When anything you're trying to do, you are not going to be perfect. You might accidentally miss a day. Doesn't mean you can't catch up if you want to and go back and just catch up on the daily prompts. Or just miss a day and be okay with that. But don't let a day turn into 3, turn into a week, and then all of a sudden we're in January and you're like, I should have done that thing. To be honest, to hit that button and go live, you only need 3 minutes in a day. Could you put aside 3 minutes every day to hit that button. You don't even have to prepare. Just look at the question, hit the button, speak to it, say goodbye. That's it. Yeah? Excellent. I'm loving this. Because if I had stopped and given up, I would never have gotten to 70,000 followers in that 12 months. I would never be able to claim to fame that I believe I was the first person to do it. Actually do a full, and live streaming wasn't that old back then when I did it. But also, I truly believe my business would not be where it is today without it. At the beginning, I had lots of help from my family. My husband would remind me, my daughter would remind me. My daughter would come on screen, and back then I was selling beauty products, so she would help me jump on and show her pretty nails. And I can tell you by the time we got to about 6 or 7 months, those two were running and hiding. And then after I finished my 12 months, I still couldn't pick up my camera just to take a video or a photo of them because they were scared. They were scared I was going to do another live with them on camera. So, sure, at the beginning they were supportive, but as the time progressed, they weren't as into it as I was to keep going. But I remember the after party on the last day, my husband came in and he even shared what it's been like, me going live every single day for a full 12 months. So I just want you to commit to 30 days. And then let's see where that goes. Let's see how your confidence grows. Let's see how you start to show up. And then also how you are able to show up, not just more confidently, but be able to give value to speak on a topic that you're really good at without even having notes. You're like, what am I going to talk about? Time management. What am I going to talk about? Teaching your puppy to sit. What am I going to talk about? How to make candles. Like literally, whatever you're good at, just think of one thing and I'm sure you can speak to it for 3 to 5 minutes. Then the great thing with it, repurposing. We can turn it into reels and stories and chop it up into podcasts, so many things. We're going to give you loads more tips over the coming month on going live. I'm going to show you around my office and keep an eye out because by the end of this week, we're also going to have a studio challenge, which I'll tell you more about. And the different levels of going live, I'll be sharing that and what does that entail. Fabulous. So excited to have you all here. Now, before we wrap up today's live, I'm going to bring up a couple of VIPs to share what was their biggest takeaway from today. Let's bring up first, Deborah. Oh, there's Jenny. Hey, Jenny. Let's bring up Deborah or Jenny, whoever unmutes first.
Hello.
Hello, Jenny. Jenny, what was your biggest takeaway or aha from today?
I think probably the biggest takeaway is I don't know enough about sharing Facebook posts and all that kind of thing. So, and even like I did a live last night in the Facebook group, I think, but I couldn't find it, so I couldn't add anything onto it. So I think it's really just revealing to me that I don't know enough about how to share Facebook posts and how to share lives and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Well, good. Because if this is what you need, let's get that sorted. When we go dark and do AMA, maybe here in the room, we will all practice together and then you can try on your phone. We'll all look at how to share and we can just do practice sessions into the Facebook group. We can delete them when we're done. Right? And we can practice that. Go live on your business page. Look at how to share it to your stories. Make sure you can learn how to download the videos to your phone. So let's do a little sort of dry run and practice session once we go dark. Sound good?
No, that does sound good. The other thing is I can do lives on my phone, but for some reason on my computer in Facebook, I can go into the live section, but I can't make it actually go live.
Well, again,
so I need to look at that as well.
Yeah, let's do that as well. I'll get you to share screen. We'll have a crack at it and we'll see what's going on in those settings. We'll do that once we go dark.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Deborah, come on up. What's your key takeaway from today?
Hi. I'm trying to think because I think what I'm taking away is the 3 minute idea that I don't I think what stands in my way is thinking too much and planning and writing and thinking about content and wanting it to be really good. I think that's what stands in my way. And just doing a 3 minute impromptu. I've done them not live. I've done those kind of recordings where I'm walking and talking and then just uploaded it, but I haven't done it as a actual live.
Yeah, well, we're gonna change that, aren't we, this month?
Yeah. And it's the 1st of December in America.
That's right. Look, I went live for the first time this morning, which I said to myself exactly the same thing because we were so busy with paperwork and everything yesterday
Yeah,
in the team. By the time I got to the end of the day, I'm like, I'll do it in the morning. It's still the 1st of December there.
that's right. Yeah.
That's
So I'll
it.
try I'll try after this. But yeah, we'll talk about other things later.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know your
Yeah.
page or something doesn't have 100 followers. We've got some hot tips for you that I've gotten ready on how to get that page up to 100 followers, but then also some things what not to do as well. So I'll share that with you when we go dark. Sharon, come on up. I know Sharon went live for the first time in our first challenge or our first hidden client challenge, and now she's doing it quite regularly, which I love to see. Sharon, what was your key takeaway from
Um,
today?
my key takeaway was the dot points and not as and not thinking so much. So that's the same as Deborah. Yeah, I have a tendency of thinking too much. And I think, if you have some dot points and, even if you have the question that you want to ask people, have that written down.
Hmm.
So that you're not thinking about it when you're going live.
Yeah.
I think that's a good tip as well.
Yeah. And nobody notices if you have like a piece of paper just down here with your dot points on it. Nobody notices if you just kind of go like that. Look down, look up, right? Nobody notices. I used to have a whiteboard behind when I had a tripod. And I'll show you some photos of my old setup. I should be able to dig through the trenches and find, but it was this tiny little corner that I would go into to do my live, and there was a whiteboard behind it, and I just write my 3 dot points on my whiteboard, so I just have to glance my eye across to the left and slightly, oh yep, that's the next dot point I want to talk about. And when you talk about the stuff just think like if you were
Yeah.
sitting and having coffee with a mate, you just talk about it. And that's what I want your lives to be like. You're just having coffee with a friend and you're just sharing stuff that you already know. You don't have to go and share something you don't know unless, the best way to learn is to teach it. Go live and teach it. That's how I learned automation, was go live and teach it. But yeah, dot points is awesome. All right, we've had our 3. Let's come on back. We're going to go dark and get into some more questions and Q&A with our Academy clients. So raise your hands. We'll be back with you soon and we'll do questions in order of raised hands. But to everybody else out there on the live stream, thanks for showing up and sticking in and making it to the end of the live. Hashtag replay if you made it to the end, and Sparkle Lifer. If you've made it to the end, you're my pants people. You do like the long ones. As always, guys, never let anyone dull your sparkle and make sure you get at least one income producing activity done each and every day. And as always, as Ash would say, every day be marketing. Where is she? Hang on a second. I've got to bring her on up here. And what was that, Ash? Every day be marketing.
That's my one claim to fame at the end of every session.
I know.
The musical outro.
That's exactly what we've got. And we need to get that thing sorted for Christmas, for the Christmas party. Oh, Academy students, we will have a Christmas party coming up towards the end of the year as well. So it's going to be so fun, and we'll have awards and all sorts of good bits. All right, guys, as always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. I'll see you later. I'll be on live in the Facebook group, or if you want, I'm actually going to do it in a few places at once. So just follow us on YouTube if you want the bing when I go live. It's probably the best way to get notified when we hit that go live button. See you on the live. Bye. Oh, where's my outro scene? It did not click. There.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect